All right, a little whiskey and cigar talk today. Alec Bradley Black Market. Esteli, to be exact, in the Robusto size. And a little Four Roses whiskey. Today, I want to talk about, yes, another COVID-19 update. I really didn't want to do any more of these. Today, I want to talk about masks and living in fear. Here's the deal. Masks actually work if they're used right. What we're being advocated to do nowadays is not using these masks right. Everybody goes, well, doctors use masks, nurses use masks. You're correct, they do. And they change them after every procedure. They don't wear the same one for a week. They don't wear the same one all day. They don't wear these cloth masks that they're sewing at home. So here's the deal. If you really want to be safe wearing a mask, you need to get a mask that's actually rated for viruses. Everybody's going, well, it's the water droplets when you're talking and when you're breathing and when you're coughing and so on and so forth. That's absolutely correct. And those masks those droplets deposit on your cloth mask, and they stay there. And even if the virus doesn't make it all the way through, you're building a beautiful incubation chamber because you're constantly breathing out more moisture and more warm air. And we all know that critters like to breed in warm, moist environments. So, if you're going to use a mask, you need to use a mask that's actually rated for what you're trying to avoid. And most of you aren't. So, we're being advocated to use something that's not effective. Even the CDC's little guidelines that they say, if you pull up their mask guidelines, it says that cloth masks are 0% effective against viruses. Now, I don't know if they've actually changed that since they've decided we're going to do all this kind of stuff, but before we got into all the panic, that's exactly what their guidelines said. Now, the masks haven't changed. So, is it political? Probably. Number 2, living in fear. My wife and I have a cruise scheduled for our 25th wedding anniversary in October. It's probably not going to happen because the cruise industry is being forced to not cruise, even though you can get on an airplane in a closed environment that's recirculated air with all those other passengers, and somehow that's safer than being on a cruise ship with lots of open air, lots of space to get onto, and most of them have reduced their capacity to half capacity for the ship, so social distancing is being maintained and all those kind of things, even though they keep moving back we're going to go back to cruising dates. So, I probably aren't going to go, but I've still got my fingers crossed. And the reason I bring that up is I subscribe to a cruising group on YouTube, and they talk about cruising news and so on and so forth. And yesterday's video from this cruise channel was basically about are we going to return to cruising? And they had an incident on some cruise line where some people got infected and so on and so forth. And I'm reading the comments on here, and one lady is really sticking out. Anyone that has anything to say about this is all nonsense, we need to return to cruising,
how you doing?
So on and so forth. Accidentally brought it up so I could see the comments. But basically, anytime someone makes a comment about supporting returning to cruising and has some numbers, she goes, you guys are absurd. We should never return to cruising until all this is taken care of. Well, here's the deal. This lady is scared to death of COVID-19, apparently. Which, that's fine. If she wants to be scared of it, she can be scared of it. That doesn't mean I have to be scared of it or you have to be scared of it. But here's the deal. If you are going to be fearing for your life from a virus or from anything going on, maybe you should evaluate the other things in your life that are a lot more dangerous. I was reading numbers online the other day that 61 million people worldwide are contract tuberculosis every year, and 10 million of those will die. That's a 16% mortality rate. Standard flu, 10 to 15% mortality rate. We don't do all this stuff for that. When Ebola made it to the shores back a few years ago, I don't remember exactly when it was. That's a disease that will kill you if you get it. We didn't do all of this. Swine flu, we didn't do all of this. We are screwing with nature, just like that will actually fall over into lots of things, not just this virus thing. We are screwing with the natural progression of things. They're actually supposed to be diseases and viruses and so on and so forth that go through our population. Nature's supposed to take its course, and you are supposed to develop natural antibodies to these things. This is good for speak English. Good for your immune system. You saw my plague doctor mask. Back in the plagues, that's what they were. That's what the doctors wore for a mask. Probably not effective at all. However, they did their best. This lady's on here. One guy said cruisers should be allowed to evaluate and take the risks if they choose. Allow cruisers to take the risk. Cruisers won't take the risk. How do you or anyone else know whether getting the virus is going to be mild or severe? Well, you don't. CDC and the World Health Organization still say that 80% of people who get COVID-19 never have any symptoms. So, out of the millions of people who have supposedly been infected, which means a positive test, and we won't talk about how inaccurate the tests are because everybody's admitting that the tests aren't accurate. The camera cut me off right in the middle of tests aren't accurate. So, to finish up, we've all seen the stories about the tests being fudged, the numbers being fudged. No one can agree on how accurate the tests are. And they all say it depends on how long you've had the virus, which of the myriad of tests is administered, and how the sample was collected, and what sample was collected. So therefore, the fact is we really don't know anything, but the numbers add up to a 99% plus survival rate still, even if you look at CDC and WHO. This lady I was talking about said these are all Trump numbers. As far as I know, Trump is not actually administering any of the tests or anything like that, so I don't know how she figures that. She says only 40 to 45% of the cases are asymptomatic. She doesn't say where she got those numbers. But here's the deal. Don't live in fear. If you choose to leave your mom's basement, then leave your mom's basement. If you choose to be an adult and take responsibility for your own health, then do that. We don't take any of these precautions for anything else that's much more deadly. So, to take the sting out of this video, here's a lovely Alec Bradley cigar, some Four Roses whiskey, and my COVID-19 Operation Enduring Cluster patch. So, thanks for watching, thanks for your views, thanks for your support. I actually lost 4 subscribers over that rant video I did over the riots and the misbehavior of the public. But I actually gained about 100 subscribers, so I guess it all comes out in the wash. Like I said, see y'all in the woods. Get out there and do whatever you need to do. Don't live in fear. If you choose to wear a mask, wear a mask. Don't harass anybody who doesn't choose to wear a mask. That's really about it. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thanks for your views, thanks for your support. Thanks for supporting my friends over on the side of my main channel page. And we'll see y'all later.